Okay, hello! Let's get working on page 3. And I have a feeling, now I did 5 pages, however, I don't believe I can get 5 done because this is already getting full with just these 2 pages in. So unless I can find bigger rings, which I don't think I've seen the bigger rings, I'm only going to be able to do 3 pages in this. So that's kind of bumming me out because I did want to do 5. I mean, because the next page actually is a pocket page, another pocket page. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll just have to see. So let's get started on page 3. Now, I have some not so good news. I don't think it's bad news, but it's not what I anticipated. As you can see, this book is getting pretty thick. Oh, I wanted to point out too that I added eyelets. I found them at Michael's yesterday and they had a 50% off coupon. So I went ahead and got them. They weren't the dark color like what I wanted, but they look okay, I think. But back to what I was saying. The book is getting thick, right? And I've only got 2 pages in here. And I did not anticipate this because, again, this is the first time that I'm making an album without using a template. So I had no idea that this was going to happen. But I think I can only put 3 pages in this book without it. See, look, that already broke right there. Oh, shoot. I do have some, I think I'm going to have to use, oopsie, sorry, some the round protectors on them to prevent that from happening. So I will fix that. But I think I'm only going to be able to do 3 pages in this book. So I was anticipating doing 5, but I'm only going to be able to do 3. And I may not even be able to do 3. I may only be able to do 2 because of the way that I've filled it. Now, of course, I went even last night and bought these big rings, but they just, I don't know. I don't like them. They look really ridiculous. I didn't like that. And then I thought, well, maybe I can use, you know, twine, thread. And I looked at that. I didn't like that either. So I'm going to just do 3 pages. What I will do though is in the box I will put in the other 2 pages that I already made, and I will also put in a lot of the scrapped paper that I've not used. So whoever gets it, if they want to add, you know, take these rings out and add the twine or the bigger rings and add the other 2 pages, then they're more than welcome to do so. Just for me, I just can't do that because I didn't like the look of it. I like the way that this looks. So there you go. Alright, so with all of that said, let me take out the 3rd page, and I'm actually going to see if I cannot fix that right there. Yeah, I thought I had clear, so I do. So I'm going to see if I can't just use these on it. I mean, I don't have much of a space, but just to give it extra. And I will do this for all the pocket. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, so I got all that on there. Alright, so now I'm going to work on my last page, and the first thing that I'm going to make is an accordion flip. Now, I was going to do this a little differently. I had to modify this last page because what I was going to do is make a accordion flip, and then it was going to have like the globe on top, and it was going to come up and come out and do all this fancy schmancy stuff, but I cannot do that because it will be way too fat if I do that. So I'm just going to have to stick with just doing an accordion flip without the extra little bells and whistles. Alright, and I changed up my cardstock on these last 2 pages, only because, well, you'll be, on this one it's because this is a lot smaller than the card. And so I wanted it, you know, to kind of go together, so to speak. So I wanted to just use cardstock. Now this is from Hobby Lobby. It's their, here, I've got it right here. It's their textured cardstock brights. Oops, sorry about the glare. So, yeah. I don't know what the poundage is. It doesn't say, but it's pretty thick and it's got texture on it, so I kind of like that. Alright, so let me give you the dimensions for the base. The base is going to be 3 3/16 by 5 1/2. Okay, so now what you need to do, this is my mock-up. I wanted to make sure it all worked. Now you need to get another piece of paper, and you're going to make it 5 1/2 by 10 1/8. Okay, so now what we want to do on this larger piece of paper is we are going to score it. And I'm going to use this scoring machine because I actually watched a video, and I will post that in the descriptions if you're interested in knowing what I was going to make. You'll see it there. But she gave everything in centimeters, so I kind of had to, you know, measure and everything. But with the scoring, it's easier for me to keep with the centimeters than it is with the inches. But I'll give you the inches anyway. So the first thing we want to do is we want to score 2 centimeters. Oh, no. We want to score 2 centimeters off the edge, and that's going to be our hinge. Okay. So I want to make sure I'm even here. Okay. Looks like it. Alright, so we scored 2 centimeters. And that looks like that did not stay straight. Okay, and now what we want to do, that's not straight. This drives me bonkers when this thing does not. I don't know what is wrong with this thing. Yeah, okay, that's better. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to go every 8 centimeters. Okay, but if you're looking at inches, that's 11 1/16 for this, and then 3 3/16 for each other time. So you want to go 8 centimeters and score 8 centimeters 3 times. Or 2 times rather. So it needs to be 2 centimeters, 8 centimeters, 8 centimeters, 8 centimeters is how it's supposed to measure out. And it's just a little off there. But let's fold it. As long as it folds, I think we'll be okay. Well, it does fold. You know what? Well, poo. What did I do wrong? Huh. Because it really should have scored there. Right here on this line. Because it's supposed to look like that. Oh, that didn't even score. Yeah, that scored 8 inches. And that was 8 inches. I don't know if this will work. We'll see. It might end up being ugly. Because you want it to be like that. Because then we glue it down onto our base. I think that'd be okay because let's just look here. I think that line will be covered, and it will be. So we'll just do it like that. Okay, so score it the best way that you can to get even these amounts, right? And then, so in the end, it ended up being like 1.2 centimeters, half an inch, and then if you wanted inches, then 3.5 inches all the way down. Okay, so we've got that. So now I want to mat. I can move this out of the way. So I've already got all my mats cut out and everything. And the mat for the base is 2 15/16 by 5 1/4. So I've already cut it out and inked it. And so now I just need to glue it down. Okay, so I've got it glued down, and now I want to glue down my accordion file. Oh crap. No, don't glue down your mat first. Duh. I bet y'all were screaming, Gina, no, don't do that. Sorry, first time making this. So I want to I think I'm going to use score tape. Tape it down. Okay. So I'm just going to go right up this way. Yeah. I want it to go that way. Put glue on that. Okay, so I want it to butt up against the edge there as best as you can. Okay, now we glue it down. Okay, so I've gone ahead and glued down everything. So now I just want to put this onto the page. So I'm going to use my score tape to do that. And I'm also going to use just a little bit of the Fabri-Tac. I want to make sure it's going to stay. And I'm going to line it up as best as I can. go. Give it a good smush down. Okay, and now what you have is an accordion flip out page. So you have three, let's see if I can't get this in the shot. So you have, well, you have that. So 1, 2, 3 on one side, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other. So this page, front side is done. Now we want to work on this side, which I've already made the pocket. In this pocket I made before, and it wasn't long enough, but it's going to work perfectly for what I want to do on this page. So I already made the pocket. It's not taped down yet though, because I'm going to put a window in it. And I'm going to use this as my mat on it. I thought about using just the blue cardstock, but I don't know. I kind of like that better. And then I'm going to use this vellum to cover the window. So I will show you how we're going to do that in just a minute. Okay, so now I want to make the pocket for the last part of this third page. So what you're going to need is, the pocket itself is probably 6 3/4 by 3 inches. Okay, and then the mat for this is 5.5 by 2 1/4, and I cut the vellum out roughly the same size as the mat. Alright, so now we want to make our pocket, and again I'm going to use my frame punch board, and again if you don't have this you can just use a utility knife, a craft knife. And what we want to do, I want this to be a little bit thicker than the tops, right? So I'm going to use my 3/4 of an inch over here and leave this at 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to punch so that 3/4 of an inch is over. And so now I'm going to just flip it upside down, because I want to make it where the sides are constantly going to be 3/4 of an inch, right? Okay. And so now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut the top and the bottom. So I want to make sure that this now is on 1/2 inch so that I can cut through that. And again, I want to make sure that I'm putting the blade down first and then putting the wheel in the little track. Okay, and I'm going to flip it and do the bottom. Okay, and now I want to move this to my 3/4 of an inch to cut the sides. Okay, and now I have my pocket. And that's exactly what I wanted it to look like. I wanted it to have a little bit more on the sides than at the top and the bottom. And now I'm just going to repeat the exact same thing for my mat. Okay, so I've got the mat done and I've inked it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. Okay, and then inside, I mean the pocket or the mat is showing, but I don't mind. That's okay. I kind of dig it actually. Now what I want to do is I want to tape the vellum down so that it will show through. I think this is going to end up being pretty. And I'm going to use my score tape. What I was going to do on this page was a waterfall, but there is no way this book would have been able to deal with that. I am just so bummed. I had all these granular plans and they're just didn't come to fruition, but that's okay. It is what it is. Alright, and then I'm just going to put the vellum down like so. It doesn't have to be perfect because no one's going to see that. Oh, and then look. Isn't that adorable? Alright, and now I'm going to make my pockets, so I need my tape again. Can maybe do some little embellishing. I don't know where my little pokey tool went. It's, I'm sure, under something over here. My area looks crazy. Okay. Now, make sure I'm doing this right. I'm going to stick it down. Yeah, because it's gonna go flip. Right there, looks good. And voila, you have got a cute little window pocket with vellum on it. Isn't that adorable? So yay. Alright, so let's put this in the book and then we can start embellishing. So let's just make sure this is going to fit without giving us too much problem. Hoping. Alright, see, woo, it's a tight fit, tight fit, but it works. So we'll leave it at 3 pages. So our first page is a flip, flip, belly band. And then it goes into another flip, a flip, and a pocket. It goes shaker with a pocket. And then it's belly band, flip, and a pocket. And then the accordion. whatever that's called, and then a windowed pocket. So that is our book. All 3 pages done. Alright, so in the next video is going to be me embellishing the book.